Okay, good morning. This is Nicole Whitlock with the daily ecom planning session. And today our topic happens to be getting organized, which is an important topic. I will tell you this week has been kind of crazy for me. And because I'm the vice president of nonprofit, and we have an amazing event, special time with Santa coming up. And so it is. It's been a wonderful thing to work on, and it's going to be amazing to see all the families. So I've been a little busy, a little distracted, in addition to the other stuff that I do for my kids. So next week we should be right on target for our 7:30 session. But today's topic is getting organized. So we're going to step through this rather quickly this morning. And the goal is again to help you on your e-commerce journey. So before we get into the list of things that'll help you to hopefully get a little more organized, I do invite you to download the daily ecom planning checklist. You can go directly to the e-commerce planning Facebook group. You can click on the files section and download the daily, weekly, and monthly planning checklist so that that can help you to get more organized in your life and in your business. In addition to that, I wanted you to know that we're live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So share this out with a friend and let somebody else know about the daily ecom planning session. So today's topic is getting organized, and it's always one of those challenges of balancing life and work and business and any other things that you have to do because we are all part of different things. We may be part of a club or a group or participate in activities in church. And so just trying to balance it all can be a challenge. And so we've talked about, different things that are related to the schedule. And we've talked about a lot of things on this journey of just helping to increase the productivity, increase your focus, your concentration in your e-commerce business. So getting organized is definitely going to be one of those things that's going to come up. So the first thing on getting organized, and this is not the inclusive list, these are just some highlights that may help you as a seller and also as a human that's just trying to balance doing this e-commerce thing and also running their e-commerce business and also living their life. The first one is always be thinking about advanced planning. I talk about this every day in our daily ecom planning checklist. Building that schedule the day before kind of sets the tone or sets the plan and the objective for the day that's coming. So doing that stuff in advance is definitely going to help you to be more organized. It's also going to increase your productivity and hopefully help you with focus and concentration as well. So there's all these perks and benefits to building a schedule or building your plan for tomorrow, a day in advance. Putting that together can be as brief and as short as 5 minutes, or it could be as long as 15 minutes, depending on what it is that you have coming up and the things that you have to move around on your schedule. But doing some advanced planning can be something that will help you on this journey. You can also, again, pulling together a schedule for a week in advance and a month in advance. And we do the weekly planning sessions. We also do the monthly planning sessions. So, again, helping you to get more organized. That is what we talk about every single day. Building that schedule in advance will also help manage your stress, reduce your anxiety. It will also help reduce those aha moments where you feel like you're forgetting stuff and you're just reacting to life. So you're not caught off guard about the things that you forgot. Whether it is, oh my God, I was supposed to order this inventory from this supplier before they ran out. They told me, they reminded me, or before I lose this amazing discount or deal that they were going to give me. Or, oh my gosh, I have to take my kids to the dentist tomorrow. Like whatever it happens to be, and you're just reacting to life because for some reason it just slipped your mind and you completely forgot about it. So, building your schedule in advance, the day before, sitting down, writing it down before you go to bed, and also doing it, a week in advance to kind of get a highlight of the week to come, and also what are the things that you want to complete or want to work on or focus on for the month that's coming up or the month that you're in. So there's benefits to that. Reducing your stress is one of those, and also helping you to be more organized. Number two is using a calendar, a planner, or a to do list. Always helpful because then as you begin to make progress throughout the day, you can check things off that you got these things done. So, building that schedule the day before, using a calendar. So, If you have doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, you've got to go meet with the insurance guy today. You go get new tires, like putting those things, whether it be on a digital planner, whether it be on a digital calendar, whether you use Google Tasks. If you like Google, Google has this little task section. And so you can use the Google Tasks to check things off. Whatever is going to help you to make sure that you don't forget the things that you have defined that are important in your life and or that are going to reduce your stress or help you feel more organized. Use those tools. Use it to help you. So of course we have the eCom planner. You can grab the eCommerce planner at myecomplanner.com. It was created for sellers by sellers, and it is the ultimate e-commerce planner. So use a calendar, use a planner, use a to-do list. And you need to check in with it on a regular basis. And again, as part of the daily ecom planning sessions, we look at the calendar. I tell you to go look at your digital calendars so that way you don't forget what it is that you put on there. Sometimes we schedule stuff weeks and months in advance, and then the day just slips us. And we're like, what? Oh, it's tomorrow. Yeah. So that will help you putting together a to-do. So I have in the daily ecom planner, I include the things for my business and also for my life. I use them in different columns so that way it's easy for me to keep those. I have morning, afternoon, and evening activities. So you decide how you want to use the planner to help you to stay organized and to not forget those important things. I also do use digital calendars. I have multiple digital calendars. I use Google Calendar because I love it because you can create multiples of the different calendars that you need. I have one for productivity. I have one for my boys. So if I have appointments for my boys, and then I have my own personal. So I lay those three over each other. You can just click on the check boxes inside of Google Calendar. If you don't know how to use it, definitely check out a YouTube video. I've actually done inside of Ecom Sellers Academy, and I think inside of Mastery, showing people how I use the calendar and how they can create multiples of Google Calendars, which is awesome. Number 3 is to create folders and subfolders. There's nothing like just getting organized when it comes to all the stuff that you need to either collect, pay attention to, stay on top of. So using folders and subfolders, I do use Google, but you can use whatever tool you want. And if you're just going to have them on your PC, that's fine as well. But folders and subfolders, meaning if you have a folder for invoices that you received, what I might do is I'll put all my own invoices or purchase orders into one folder, and then I'll create a subfolder for each one of the months. Or if I'm scanning in receipts, I'll create a folder for receipts. And then within there, I'll create subfolders for each one of the months. You may even create subfolders for the years so that way you have that information available, and it makes it much easier for you to make sure that you have that information available should you ever spend some quality time with the IRS. I'm just saying. Number 3, set deadlines and use reminders. Setting deadlines for things that you need to get done or want to get done, or when something has to be done by, especially if it's a longer project that's going to be more involved, more intense, going to require more of your time. Set a deadline. Maybe work on it incrementally if it is an overwhelming task. So if it's something that you feel like this is going to take me about 20 hours, you might pad that and say it's going to take you 25 hours just in case, so you don't, underestimate. And then on top of that, so you might add an additional, 10, 15, or 20% time on top of whatever your current estimate is. And then you might break it down and say, okay, Monday, I'm going to spend 2 hours on it. Tuesday, I'm going to spend 2 hours. Wednesday, I'm going to spend 2 hours, or maybe I'm just going to spend 1 hour. If it's something that you need to get done at the end of the month, then spend an hour each day working on it so that way by the end of the month, it's actually done. Okay. Also, setting reminders, what's coming up. The great thing about Google Calendar is that you can set reminders of what's coming up. That's going to help you, again, to stay on top of what's coming up, help you to stay organized in your business. Number 5 is, where possible, automate. Automate some of the activities that need to be done in your business. Automate those things that will make your life a whole lot easier. It's going to streamline what it is that it takes you more effort to do. If there is something that you're doing in your business or things that are happening in your life, automate it. I'm going to use an example that has nothing to do with business, but it does buy you back time, which is ordering groceries and just having them delivered. That saves you time from going to the store, getting the kid. Like, let's just go through the whole idea. Get the kids ready, get the kids mentally ready. So first you got to get the kids ready, get the kids mentally ready, get the kids into the car, get them to the store, go over the speech about we're not buying anything, get the things that you need, get through the checkout, and then come back home. Like, that's a process. If you can go and order that stuff online and have it dropped off, that's time that you bought back. You may have bought back an hour or 2 hours, and you can use that time for something else. So that's a form of streamlining your life. Automating, there's all kinds of different tools in your e-commerce business, whether it be a repricer, whether it be something that's going to help you with automatic shipping out to your customers. So if you feel like you spend a lot of time shipping to your customers, maybe you outsource to a 3PL or to a prep center, fulfillment center. And then as you get sales, they ship it for you. And that's another form of automating and streamlining your life. So think about ways in which you can automate or streamline. Setting up workflows. So when you have customers that are reaching out to you, there's maybe common questions that you can answer in an automated response that includes, like, here's the top 5 questions that we got your message, and we'll get back with you shortly. In the meantime, here's the top 5 questions, here's answers to the top 5 questions that we get, especially if you have your own niche or private label product. All of that's going to be helpful to you. So look at workflows that can help you, look at ways to streamline, look at ways to automate, and you can implement those over time. Maybe in January or this month, maybe let's go with January, you look at where are the places where I can automate, streamline, or I can set up workflow. And then maybe in February, you work on the automation list and you work on putting those automations in place. And then in February, you work on the streamline list and you work on putting those streamlines in place. Then in March, you work on the workflow list and you work on putting those that workflow. I think I messed up a month anyway. February, March, April. But anyway, April. So you work on them incrementally over time. And that way, it doesn't feel like something you have to do all at once. You'll have the time to think through what are the tools, do the research, what are the tools that I'm going to use for potentially automating or streamlining or, improving the workflow or setting up workflow in my business, so that way it's something that's done gradually over time, and you'll see massive improvements in your business and in your operations around May. It's a process. Number 6 is to track your progress. You should always know where you are. You should always know what your goals were, so you're planning in advance, and track your progress towards those plans. Track your progress towards the things that you said you need to get done, want to get done, things that are important. So I guess really what should be on here is first build a plan. So you got to build a plan first, and I don't know how I missed that, or establish some goals. And then number 2 is the next one is to track the progress towards those goals, towards those plans. So make sure that you, 1, create a plan or establish some goals, and 2, you track your progress towards the plan and the goals. Number 7 is to delegate. Hire a VA. Delegate some of the work that you do somewhere else. I mentioned before outsourcing to a fulfillment or prep center. That's one way, so you don't have to do the shipments yourself. But delegate where you have the opportunity, where there's a chance, where you don't have to touch something. Delegate, delegate, delegate. Now, the challenge you have with delegating is letting go. A lot of people don't want to let go. They're not interested in letting go. They're used to running their own business. They like to know how everything is going and where everything is going and what is happening. And here's the deal. I'm going to tell you, a VA is not going to be perfect. They're going to make mistakes. They're human just like you. And there's going to be processes that are not going to be 100% perfect. It is part of the journey. But I will tell you that every $1 million and $1 billion seller, million and billion, they don't do the work themselves. If you want to grow, if you want to scale, you're going to have to implement some automation and some processes around streamlining. You're going to have to outsource, and you're going to have to delegate. And if you want to grow and get to whatever number that you're ultimately trying to get to, you have to be prepared to let stuff go. So that does mean that if you're going to delegate, you do have to work on your SOPs so that standard operating procedures, sorry, you do have to work on your SOPs so that you are ready to go 100%. So delegate, be prepared to delegate. And in order to be prepared to delegate, you are going to have to build some standard operating procedures so that you can outsource and or give away the work. And then number 8 is to utilize tools. So utilize tools that are going to help you, let's say, organized, stay consistent, whatever it is. I use some simple tools. There's more advanced tools out there if you want to install apps on your phone. If I use Google Calendar, and I love all the Google suite of tools. Look, I just am. I use Google Chat. I use Google Tasks. I use Google Reminders. I use Google everything, because it's free. Well, it's not 100%. I have 2 business suite accounts with, well, they're not called business suite anymore. I don't know what it's called anymore. But anyway, I pay for whatever the suite of tools is that Google has. But Google has a lot of free tools for business owners. And I encourage you to use them. Help you to get organized, help you to delegate, help you to streamline. Use the tools. It'll help you on this journey. So with that, I hope this information is helpful. Definitely come back, I think, tomorrow. We're talking about making intentional decisions. It is also the weekly eCom planning session. We will be doing that early because of the fact that we have Santa tomorrow, our special needs event. So definitely tune in for that. Let somebody else know about the weekly planning session. Come prepared so that you can build your plan for success next week. Next week will be the second full week in December. So go back and listen to the series that we've been covering around your business and your business operations and things that help you improve your process. So I do invite you to turn up the dial on your business and get laser focused. And to do that, I would encourage you to grab the eCommerce Planner. The Ultimate eCommerce Planner is created by sellers for sellers. And so you can grab the eCom Planner at myecomplanner.com. Again, myecomplanner.com to grab the 2023 eCommerce Planner. And you can schedule a free coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com, clicking on free resources, and scheduling your free 20-minute coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com and clicking on free resources. And then last but not least, I do invite you to join eCom Sellers Academy on your journey. If you are an e-commerce seller and you want some support or some help, join eCom Sellers Academy at ecomsellersacademy.com. It's terribly affordable, and we're here for your success. So join eCom Sellers Academy there. If you sign up for the lifetime, you get a free e-commerce planner. So with that, we're getting ready to review the checklist. Now, today, we're actually not going to go through the checklist because some of the things that, some of the things that I talk about, I actually have already covered as part of the organization of today's session. So I do encourage you to go download the daily eCom planning checklist. If you want to continue the conversation, we can definitely continue the conversation on Clubhouse. Let's talk about your business. Let's talk about where you are. Let's talk about some of the organization strategies that you use and tips that you use to help you to stay more organized in your business. There's so many more that we can cover. Trust me, we could go through a list of how to organize your office and how to organize, different things. So we could get into it. So with that, I hope this information is helpful. I hope you use it on your